Just before we get started, Dennis, I'm sure you're going to have a couple of things for me, maybe some kidnapping coins that we're going to talk about. Just get any questions that you may have at the ready. Is anybody looking at any coins at the moment? I mean, I'm just on AST at the moment, which was an alert that came through 1:15, so about 50 minutes ago. I'm on 1 hour candles. We'll talk more about this. If you guys are on here and you're not on the alerts, then we'll be talking about alerty stuff and non-alerty stuff. So as always, whatever really you want to be discussing, any questions you may have. AST. I hope your family of coins are not getting too big, Dennis. We don't want too many kidnapped coins. Right, we've got about 10 people in here, which is good. Hello everybody, thank you for joining. AST does look good. Yeah, I did one of these a few days ago. I'm going to be kind of just doing them every few days, really. So at the moment, kind of just a general agenda, mainly for Q&A. The last session, we went through some of the specific trade alerts. Some of you traded them and actually made profits on the trade while we were doing the seminar, so fantastic. If you're new to the seminar or to C1M, then when I'm referring to alerts, it's just part of the, part of the pro section. You get a trial to it, but they're just alerts that come through. They're basically match the trade checklist, so it's what we want you to go off when you're trading. The alerts just let you know, it saves you searching really, but then you still need to apply some knowledge and knowledge and the method to it. Anybody get in on AST? AST came in at 1, so we'll start with AST. Nice flow of coins coming in. I hope you all love as much as we do the new addition we've got in the alerts, that you can just click on the link next to it, basically to make trading as efficient as possible, to get you straight in there. Did anybody get in on the AST alerts? I was just going to be talking about this. I mean, it came in 55 minutes ago at 1:15 at 681. So here we go. I'm going to start using my screen now. I'm going to use the ruler so you can see what I am doing. So it came in here. We've had quite a percentage drop. One thing you've got to, unfortunately, I was still getting up. Well, it's the start of the day, dude. You have the whole day ahead of you. The alerts are trickling in and trickling through nicely. You got in much before. Dennis, mind you, when did we have our last one? AST at 711. When is it that you got in, Dennis? It's coming and reversing up nicely now. I mean, that's already 4% off the reversal. So I suppose let's just start with this. When you're getting an alert, or if you're looking at a coin, as we know, they just go up, they go down. When they go down, we want to know when they're going to be coming up. So if you don't already, you want to be looking at hour candles. This gives you a real idea of what's been going on in the last couple of days. You can see here, and let me just show you with some trending lines. We have one here. I'm on hour candles. I'm just going to do a little bit of backtracking for you. 1 hour candles. Let me just make sure you can actually see what I'm doing. Okay, cool. You can see my fabulous line. So this was on the 11th, the 10th, which is a few days ago, showing a trend line. So I'll touch a bit on trend lines. It's going off the opening and closing price, not the low and high price. Going off these bodies, this is very rough, but we can see here it's been going horizontal for a while, and then it's had this huge shoot up down to the middle Bollinger Band. So by knowing trend lines, it helps you trade off the middle Bollinger Band, which may be new for some of you. Again, if you're not on the pro section or the alerts, you're probably wondering, why the hell am I talking about middle and upper Bollinger Bands? Well, this is what we are leading into now, getting coins that are shooting up. So from here we had a bit of a breakout, it's come down, and then it started to form an ascending trend line, which I can show you here. It's come from here, it's come up, it's come down to there, it's come up, and it's come down to there. So then in this couple of hours, excuse me, in this couple of hours here is where it's come up from the top Bollinger Band to the middle Bollinger Band. Of course, this quite easily hold here and then shoot up again. Ooh, it didn't. The candles cleared at this level and then actually dropped down a little bit, and the low price finished below this trend line, which is a clear indication of a difference in trend. You know, the trend is going to be changing here. And as you can see, it went horizontal for a bit and then down we came. Didn't last too long, because then we started a bit of an upwards momentum again. And you know, you could now look at this bottom one here, and again going off trend lines. 713. What are you in at? 713. 16%. I'm not sure what you mean there. 16%. What do you mean 16% at 713? I mean, if we are at 699 now, 713, you know, you're just a couple of percent under. So question is, do I think it's going to repeat the same pattern? Well, one thing you have to get to grips with these trend lines, and let me just come more, in fact, I'm sure Bibbs is already thinking it. Oh yeah, let's just get this a bit bigger. You should be able to all see this nicely. Oh, unbelievable. Was around 16% in 2 hours. The first, okay, sorry. So yeah, the first ascending trend here. Yeah, from when it begun, you know, you had, well, 20 odd percent from there again up. From this one, yeah, you're 16% in a few hours. Obviously, it's hard to know with these trend lines until you start having a few peaks and troughs. You can start to gauge. So for me here, I am looking at this area, and yes, it has dropped below this trend line. But the trend lines, they do go off the closing prices. So let's just be a bit more specific there. Let's just go off the closing prices here. This has come down below the trending line, but it's already shot straight back up. You know, it's just touched the lower Bollinger Band, and now we're actually coming back into this. So you will find with trend lines, you know, it is a general line to follow off on the way up and on the way down. So this now, I mean, it was quite a great alert, but you can see from using these trend lines, if we have AST, which came in 1 hour ago at 681. 1 hour ago at 681. I would always look on our candles. We've been in an uptrend. We've been in an uptrend. Oh. Okay, this should... I'm just trying to get the cursor right for you guys. I'm aware that on actually... Can you see my cursor when I'm moving it around? I don't know if you can. Let me just have a little look. I don't think you can. Okay, that's annoying. So this alert's come in, 1 hour candles. We've had an uptrend. It's come down, and then today really it's been an upwards trend. But now here, from this huge uptrend up, we've come horizontal. We've now come down, but we're finding some support here. 681, as always. There's great bearish resistance over 710. Bearish resistance. What are you basing that off, Dennis, if you don't mind me asking? You're saying there is bearish resistance around 710. 710. Let me just come straight into here. Yes, for me, 710 not so much. You know, it is around it's around here. As of so far, you know, for most of today, since this morning, it's been coming down strong. And as we know, once it touches the lower Bollinger Band, it's all about getting the timing correct. Our alert came in at 681. As always, you want to be getting in lower. That's based off trend line support levels that you're looking at, but more importantly, your calculator and trades that you have done. They push down really hard. Order book going up, suddenly appear great orders. Yeah, again, you know, order book is great. You can see here 711, we've got a quarter of a Bitcoin. Here, you know, a third of a Bitcoin. These orders are coming in, but you know, for those of you that are new to it, you know. Yes, I've told you this many a time, Dennis. For those of you that are new to this, you know, and looking at order books, it's good, you know, and you're probably going to see sometimes like a 20 Bitcoin order at a certain level. Don't go too much off these because they can quickly disappear, and that is one aspect of a bit of visual manipulation. People like to put in big orders that will influence other people, and you know, I've done it, and these orders can disappear very quickly, and down she goes. When we say to look at the order book, it's mainly to make sure it's active. I don't really look at the order book at all. Well, I do, but when it comes to support and resistance levels, because it's one thing that can change very quick. You can't change the past, sadly, but you can see the support resistance levels based off the past of what's happened at that particular time. So a nice alert there, you know, it is all about timing. The alert came in, as I say, at 681. After 681, it did go down to 674, about 1% under before it's nicely shot up. I know we had an alert come through a bit before, so it is all about timing and not jumping in too soon. For those of you that are in here, let's have a look. Who have we got in here? Chiefy, welcome Chiefy. Glad to have you back in Bali. You've been stuck away a little bit. Brew Burns, right, Robin. Okay, anybody got any specific questions with trading, trades that they're in, positions they're in, anything you'd like me to talk through? I've just gone through the last alerts. So yeah, let me know. Talk to me, people. What's going on? How's everyone getting on? Nobody has any direct question. Yeah, I was going to say, if nobody has any direct questions, then Dennis, feel free to carry on. I know you're usually a man of many questions, which is good. Ask away. The more you ask, the better, and I'll try my best to you said you're in two coins, AST-LRC. So LRC, I'm guessing you went in off the alert a few hours ago. Let's just pull up a LRC then. Is anybody else in LRC or just Dennis? Well, hopefully you can see Dennis AST is coming back up. So hopefully your kidnapping is resolved very soon. Let's have a look at LRC. That's good to hear you back, Chiefy. Welcome back to Bali, and you've got good internet. Yeah, we can meet up in the next couple of days for a coffee, and can get up to speed with where you're at. I'm going to minimise your loss, but that's good. LRC, Dennis, talk to me. When did you get in? What position are you in? If you don't mind sharing it with the group. Okay, Rubens, thanks for the question. I'll answer it in just a minute. Let me just sort Dennis out or answer his question. I got in, let me check. Let me just go through LRC and then I'll give you an example when it comes to... oh, I've just put my vest on back to front. That's great. Getting in and out of trades and cutting your losses. It's a very, very good question, and one thing we're now kind of trying to teach more and more, as well as cutting your losses, reducing your losses, but also improving your profits, reducing your stop limits. So yeah, you're minimizing your losses. You got in at 1173 and the alert came in at 1172. So you got in a little bit above. You got in at 1172. Was this by, so were you around here? I mean, are we from there about 3 hours ago off the alert, Dennis? So you got in around this position here? Is that where we're looking at? Did you get in the LRC today? Okay, well, to kind of tie in your question a little bit, Rubens and Dennis. So what's your thought process for cutting your losses, deciding when to get out early before you stop loss, and deciding really when to get in at all? So let's just talk through this trade here. We had an alert that came in, and let's just kind of go through some of the charting patterns I talk about in the advanced techniques. So you have a bit of a long shoot up. This could almost be a bit of a bull flag forming along here, because we have these stop limits from this bottom one that are kind of going ascending up very, very roughly. You know, I've just drawn that. We're looking at kind of bringing in your chart analysis a bit with using these alerts, and again off your calculator trades that you've done. But just remember, when you're looking at a chart pattern, or if you're looking at a candle, they're just, again, indications of what could or should happen. This, a bit of a bull flag, you know, we've had a bit of a run up, it's come horizontal, and then the lows for each candle are getting higher and higher, which could be an implication or an indication that this is a bit of a bull flag and that we're going to continue going up. But yeah, it might, you know, you got in, if the alert came in at 1172, it's always better to go in under. You know, wait for your buy to take a bit longer to fill, because then your sell will be quicker. So always be going in less. Some of them are a bit different. So for example now, this, I'm watching this, it's gone up, it's come sideways. I'm in, or I'm at this position here, which based on this ascending trend line and the resistance line at the top, it's narrowing down, and guess what? It's either going to break up through the resistance or it's going to break below the stop limit. It's a possible indicator for a continuation pattern. Possible. They're not 100%, so we need to wait for that confirmation. What is that confirmation? Well, it's a candle finishing above this resistance level, because you can see here the candles have gone through the resistance level. This is all drawn very quickly and very roughly, but it's gone through the resistance level. It's been pushed down. It's gone through. You know, this, if anything, should be a little bit okay. It's waiting not only for it to kind of go through the resistance, but you want to be clearing at around this sort of level. Once you get that, you know, okay, yes, we have a bit of a continuation signal. And what does that mean? Then it's one of them alerts where it's like, right, let's just get in, because it's a signal that it's going to continue going up. Let's just stay in it. As you can see with this, it almost did, but then it came down. It finished below this triangle period, and down she comes. So we've had a bit of a retrace now. However, with this trend line that is coming up from when it first went on a bit of a run, it's a sign of that ascending trend line. You know, it's working its way down. So to tie in with your question, Rubens, okay, I will come to you in just a minute. To tie in with your questions, the thought process for cutting your losses, deciding when to get out early. With that example that I've just showed you, if I was in the position where, okay, I was looking at this part here, this triangle, And I'm like, okay, cool, we've had a shoot up, it's coming across, these are all falling within this rising kind of wedge. Let's see what happens. I'm waiting for a signal that it's going to continue going up. If it then takes a turn for the worse, and as we all don't like at the moment, the bears come back in, and this candle's cleared. It's, especially now, you know, if a 15-minute candle clears, and it's, again, you know, there's a great book that we reference to in the course. You cannot appreciate candles enough. In terms of this one here, this one's got a bit of a body, but then a bit of a wick, and that shows that there's been a sell-off, but then the buyers have come back in. So this body is finished inside of the triangle. However, the next one, the closing and the opening price, takes up most of the candle, which means in that 15-minute window it's dropped. You know, the bulls haven't taken charge much. You know, maybe there's been a bit more of a buy off, and you can see here the wick at the bottom, but that candle there with quite a big body and little wicks just is indication as well as the kind of break of the trend, but the turning of the tides. So when to get out? Well, if I was in here and I saw this candle at this position, I'd be like, oh, okay, it's looking not so good. But then the next candle was a huge red candle, the next one a red. I would just be getting out here, you know, a couple of percent under, because it's a sign, you know, that it's changing turns. Nate, yeah, you just asked, is it correct in thinking this is just a bit of a correction? Well, let's have a look on a bigger scale. Look at this, okay? So going off charting pattern, you know, it's come up, it's come across. I'm just drawing in these lines for you. It's come across. We've got a bit from here. Let me just take that final. Okay, and it's continued up. And now you can still see here on the hour candles. Yeah, we're looking pretty good. Remember, with a bull flag, you can either kind of have this characteristic where it's ignore. Let me just get rid of that arrow. The arrow does not matter. So this being the bull flag, this is what we're looking for. A huge run up. It comes across. And the resistance and support levels, you know, we're looking for this. So you can just see that you know, it's come up, it's come down, it's come up, etc. It's come down. There we go, and so on. However, just remember, also with a bull flag, we can have it this way, so that it's actually a bit of a diagonal direction down, so that the support and with the resistance levels, excuse my my drawing, it's not 100% accurate, but the actual support and resistance levels after this huge spine up is diagonally coming down. So this, you know, here, for sure, it could just be a small little correction. And again, that's why, people, you need to be looking at these different candle lengths as much as possible. Chiefy, I'll come to you in just a minute. But look at what this coin has been doing. Oh God, I've gone line mad. Look what this coin has been doing for, well, most of June. It's been in just a real move upwards since here. You know, in over a month it's come up 30%, but it's been a general upwards trend. A couple of day candles where the red has just set off from the green. So it shows it is, at the moment, in answer to your question, Nate, it's still in an upwards momentum. So yes, this could and probably is just going to be a very small correction before, again, she's going to continue going up. So Dennis, I don't see this one being an issue for you. You got in a little bit too high, but hey, we all do that. I mean, it's all well and good saying get in lower, but it does get a bit exciting when things start popping, the order box starts going. Doji candles are really worth paying attention to. Yeah, doji candles for sure. And you can see here, you know, again, these candles, look at the differences. These bodies, big red bodies, small little wicks. Okay, and then we come down, we've got a couple of dojis, and then we're starting to turn. So doji candles are great, and especially if you have like a hammer and a doji, or a haramai and a doji, or an engulfing and a doji, or a couple of dojis, because it really just means, like here, you know, if this has had a huge sell-off coming down, the opening and the close are so close together. So there's just a bit of a standoff between the bulls and the bears. What's going on the next time period? Not much going on, and then we start the trend up. Let me just bring that back on. Let's learn to take it easy and be more accurate. Okay, well, it's good to speak out loud, and you know, this is what it's all about, learning from each other. You know, Dennis, you know, you're out of control, starting to move food too fast. You've got to take breaks with this. Otherwise, you are going to go a bit out of control. And in our course, you know, we talk about don't go on tilt, which is much easier said than done. You don't want to be spending hours of this every day. You know, discipline, the method is crucial. So, you know, just take a bit of a break, Dennis. You know, I don't know where in the world you are at the moment. Where are you? I forget. I mean, it's great. We've got people all over the world. You know, for me now, the beaches have opened up back in Bali. I can take my dogs down to the beach. So if I've had a trade or two that I've been in here for a while, or if it doesn't go the direction that I go, then I just, you know, oh, you're in Tokyo. You know, for me, I'm able, the beaches are back open. I can just go down to the beach with my dogs, bit of music, and clear my head, which is what you need to do from time to time. One thing we are talking about more, and you've got to appreciate more and more, is your losses. You've actually got to start to embrace your losses rather than, you know, beating yourself up about it or ignoring them or pretending that they didn't happen. With our new formulas and our new plan for you guys, especially with the future stuff and the not the small profit margins or success rates you're going to need to be having, but we're creating a system so that, you know, you don't need a huge high success rate to be able to make the success daily, but you need to acknowledge your losses and appreciate them and learn from them. Take it as a learning point and then move forward from that. Rubens, what time frame signals indicate you probably missed the boat and were trying to buy into low? Cancel in this case and look for another opportunities or wait it out. So what time frame probably missed the boat? Good question. For those of you, if you're watching this and you can't see the chat, I know some of the recordings doesn't happen it. Question being, what time frame signals indicate you probably missed the boat and we're trying to buy in too low? Cancel in this case and look for another opportunities or wait it out. So two questions there. Well, number one, I always go from hour to 15 into 5 really. I think you know, and I know we've got it on our checklist just 15, but I think 5, when you're looking at double bottoms or, you know, you're looking at them candle patterns, that's ahead of the 15 is when you really start to see it peeling away, and you can see in that 5-minute window, again, is it a long body, is it a short body, is it a doji candle? Let's just go on to here. You know, so this time here, 12:35, 12:30, this just touched the lower Bollinger Band. 12:30, you can see here, we're kind of mid-range. So here, it's a bit like, okay, cool, we're 12:30, we're a little bit kind of in between the middle and the lower Bollinger Band. We're going to be coming a bit lower before then starting to turn our way up. So by going in, we don't have it in our checklist because, again, you know, in the beginning we want to keep it as more straightforward as possible. But that same position that I talked through, 12:30, which is here, you know, a signal or whatever coming in here. As again, I'll always try and get in a bit lower, but you can see before it held around this level and came back up. It's holding at this level, it's holding, you know, we've had a little bit of a tiny hammer. This body here, this candle, let me just make sure you're seeing, this candle here would have been a little bit I'd have been like, okay, this is potentially going to be coming down more because of a long body. But then the next candle, a bit of a doji. I mean, now we're starting to work our way up, which that is basically this 15 minute, just in a lot closer time frame. So in answer to your question, what time frame signals? I think 5 minutes. 5 minutes are good for that, because you know, you can really look at chart patterns and identify good candles and everything with 15. But for timing, it's good to go in a bit more. You know, in 5 minutes, you can see with these bottoms that you're looking at. You know, again here, look at this, from where it's come down to this sort of region. Is, you know, you could even look at and say, right, on the 5 minute candles, that is a bit of a triple bottom we've got going on here. You know, it's come down, it's come up, double bottoms, come down, it's come up, it's come down, it's come up, a bit of a triple bottom. So this is just going to continue going up, having had this kind of support at this level. If I look at that on 15 minute candles, you of course can still see it here, you know, this nice support level that we got. You have what is known as a well, I was going to say a head and shoulders, is a bit in reverse here, but this double triple bottom, you know, is an indication that you've got support at this neckline, so it's going to continue going up. Phrasing more accurately, how long are you going to wait? Okay, so I probably just cancelling this case. Phrasing more accurately, how long are you going to wait to fill your low buy order before deciding you missed a boat? So for those of you, phrasing more, how long are you going to wait to fill your low buy order before deciding you missed a boat? Again, obviously depending on the chart at that particular time. But if we were here and I put in a % under, that's 45 minutes. You know, I don't think there's much wrong with putting in a buy order and waiting. Usually I'd say, you know, I'm fine with 15 to 30 minutes trying to catch this bottom. If though it didn't catch and it's starting to rise up, then cool, just cancel your order. I know a few of you are operating this way and really, you know, religiously kind of going, right, 1% under or 0.5% under every time, just to try and allow that little bit of extra room for your profit. This will mean that occasionally you are going to miss out on a trade, but it's better to do that than to be in too soon, too high on more trades. Have that mindset, Ruberns, yeah, and just you know, 15 to 30 minutes for it to fill. And yeah, if it starts reversing up and it's not caught, again, we don't want to kind of FOMO and jump on. Just get out. You know, more and more alerts coming through. We're scripting more alerts. We've got the future stuff coming to you very soon. So you're never not going to have enough alerts to keep you guys entertained. Lately I discovered 5 minute 15. Yeah, for me, 1 hour 15 and 5. I look at day as well, day candles, to see what's going on with everything Bitcoin, the market. Thank you. Yeah. Well, yeah, different candle lengths, you know, and again, if you're looking at 15 or an hour 15, you know, it just gives you a lot more specific. Look at a minute candle if you want. I mean, obviously when you're looking at minute candles and you see a 1 minute hammer candle, it's not obviously going to have the same impact as a 1 hour hammer candle, because it's on such a smaller time frame with such a smaller bandwidth and range. But the candles do all relate, but the time frame does matter. The shorter the candle, the less impact or the less percentage change would be my kind of way of putting it to you. Average waiting for reversal depending on the alert. By the way, there was an average table. I'm trying to check it again, but I don't know where to find it. Yeah, so there was a table that we created and all the analysis that we did, and that's why we just kind of incorporated it in the teaching, Dennis. I'm actually glad you brought that up. But yeah, the table that we had basically showed on average the coins would, I use table guide, I use that all the time. Okay, I can bring I tidied up Discord and we tidied up the dashboard. Of course, we're improving all angles and bringing new stuff for you. We just kind of incorporated that into the into the teachings and into the pro section. But yeah, the analysis for sure, I can give it to you. That's all the analysis we did on the alerts, and on average, yeah, it took 17 minutes on average from when the alert came in for the coin to hit its bottom. So yeah, between 15 and 30 minutes is the average time from the alert coming in. If it's going to go down, on average about 1%. Could you take a look at Polly from the last alert? Yes, I can. Okay, well, I'll share that table with you. I took it down mainly because we've got more and more tools coming out here, there, and everywhere, and tables and videos and everything. So, not a problem. Polly, which was 12:46. I'm working barley time. Polly, which was 2 hours ago. Oh, Polly, which came in. It was a D6 alert, so that is 2 reds and a green candle on the 15-minute time frames. It came in at 539, and we're at 540. Oh. Well, number one, what are we seeing here, people? What do we instantly see here? I see a bit of a trend line. So again, this alert came in D6. This is one that, just like new alerts that we're working on, coins that are on and in an upwards momentum. That's coins, you know, that we want to be seeing more of. Let's see here. We've had a huge run up, a bit of a retrace, and it's continuing to pump up again. So it's at a sort of resistance level it was at 5 days ago, 538. So again, you know, if it's going to break through here, then it's a sign it's going to continue going up. The alert came in, 539 2 hours ago. $539 2 hours ago. 12:30. So the alert came in here, 12:46. What are we seeing here with what I've already talked about? You know, and again, based off your trades that you're doing, the analysis that you've got, your timings that you have. For me, this is quite a nice trend line we have coming up. So again, to go back to it as you did for LRC, you're currently charting it. Yeah, but I started to use it when we had new stuff to check along this week yesterday. Yeah, the tool what you should be looking to getting into. Okay, so the tool itself, yeah, I'll let you know. I will dig the table back up and give it to you guys. Some people were using it, some weren't, but I think, you know, well, feedback we've got anyway from the pro content and talking through what each alert is, how to trade with them. But if you guys are using it to actually reference to, then I can share that with you, not a problem. So Rubens, again, you know, was it you or? Yeah, for some of the questions and the theme of this, you know, looking at, right, when do I get out of a trade? When should I stay in on a trade? This here is in an upwards momentum, as you can clearly see. It's following this trend line. We're getting to this trend line here. What I think could happen is, based on what happened a few days ago, is it could get rejected at this level. I mean, we have a bit of a rough time here. So I would look at this, you know, and based off your trades that you're doing, you know, and the lows and the highs. And right now it's at, I can't see it. We are at 539. 539 is when it came through. We're at 540, so we're roughly at where the alert came in. So as always, I'll try and go in a bit lower, especially with this potential bull flag here, or wedge that we've got. 545, we're obviously going to be looking a percent lower. You could try to get in under, but at this time, and as I just said on the last coin that we were looking at, I am just going to sit and wait on this actually to see, right, because in a nutshell it's going to go up or going to go down. We've got the indications following the trend lines that it's in an upwards momentum. If it breaks this resistance level and clears it, very good chance that it's going to continue going up. So, but if I get in now, it's basically like a flip of a coin. If I get in now, all the signals are there, but you need to wait for the confirmation. And that, I would say, with this is to do with this ascending triangle wedge here, to see what happens with these candles, because these are all very small bodies as well. A little bit of a body here, but most of these are kind of doji-like, not much going on over the last hour, a bit of a stalemate, starting where it ended, where it started. So yeah, one to keep an eye of. And if we have quite a body, red candle in this sort of fashion that clears below, well, let's look at the bigger picture. It's broken this ascending trend line. It may come down and come up a bit, but now it's going to start moving its way down. So yeah, for those of you that are in here that haven't done the pro stuff, in there we do talk about trend lines, support levels, resistance lines, which is just an extra thing we wanted to bring in, because the alerts aren't 100% successful. They can't be. They take human touch, but also your chart analysis and human touch, to decide when to get in and when, more importantly, not to get in. To look at a coin and go, what, do I need to jump in that coin right now? No. Looking at this coin right now, it's got every signal that it's in an ascending trend up, a nice ascending wedge here. It's got every signal that's going to continue going up, but it's been going up for quite a while. It came up, it went horizontal, it went up, it came horizontal. It's only going to do this so many times before there is a bigger correction on a bigger time scale like this, yeah? It's been going up quite a lot for the last 12 hours or so, up 20%. It's up 12% the last 24 hours. I will wait to see what happens in the next hour or so. The great thing is, and when we talk to you about the future stuff, and the question is, when will you have new stuff to check it out? Well, I am going to be doing these every few days. My brother and a new member of the team we've got on we're all working on the future stuff, but they're going to be filming it. And we'll be with you as soon as possible. We're hoping next week that they'll be with you for you to see. We're then bringing in kind of one-to-one sessions, or we'll be doing group seminars like this, but you can schedule in just a 30-minute one-to-one with me, my brother, or you can request Bibs. If he's still online, he's probably not. He's probably having a beer in the pool. Bibs, you can request a one-on-one with, and Ben. There's a few of us that you can just call up and we can just break it down for you, answer any questions you've got for you guys. I mean, the beauty with this, and if I was trading futures right now, which I am on my other screen, is there's 25 pairings. Poly isn't one of them, but if I'm in this position and it's like, right, it's looking like it's going to go up, I need that confirmation. Is it going to continue going up, or is it going to continue going down? Once you have that confirmation, then you can long or you can short. Theta finally filled. That is good. That was obviously off a trade a little bit ago. I mean, some signals going through. It is a little bit of a slower day. I mean, the coins aren't popping, but still plenty of trades to be there. By the way, if you have a moment, my Colts. I love it. My Colts, that could be a sign of a new one. Are Theta, good. And metal, neutral. S&T. Well, I'll just have a quick look at these. For any of you else there, if you've got any questions, please ask. But I'll be rounding this off soon, because I need to get some porridge in my system before I play football this afternoon. But again, just straight off the bat, 1 hour candles. Let's look at this SNT. We've already had it's come down. We found some support. Crucial. Let's see what happens here. If again find support, then we have, I would say this will be going up to like the 285.90 region. Good few percent to be made there. Again, if it breaks this support level, then it's going to continue coming down. Oh, you're asking Dennis. Theta is on its way. I guess it will arrive 3,000. So I'll finish with Theta. Let's have a little look. Keeping that support level. Yes, it is. Let's hope it continues to keep. So your Colts, you can save, you can rescue. Why? Sorry, my mouse is just going a little bit crazy. Theta came in 2.5 hours ago, 12:15, 2727. 2727. $12.15, 2727. Well, when did you get in? What did you buy Theta for? Dennis, do I dare ask? You may have already said in the group, but just remind me, what, yeah, are you in on Theta? Did you say Theta? Ho, ho, ho. I mean, again, let me just show you here quickly, bang, looking at support levels, is keeping that nice ascending wedge nicely. Just be aware here when you're looking, you know, you've got this surge up. Now we're looking at this as a bit of the resistance level, so we'll see from this candle length here. It was around 3750. 3750. Oh, this is one of your Colts, of course. Let's look at a longer time frame for you, Dennis. Well, you know, it's found support at the same place before it went on that big surge up. So it's found support again here, and now it's making its way back up. So 3750, you still got a bit to go, mate. Down and down, I didn't want to start. Well, we've got to hit and hold, but the main thing is you've got to use these, especially when you start to come trading the futures. You've got to embrace your losses. You've got to record them. It's all part of your plan, your success rates. What we're going to be working with is a 67% success rate with futures trading, with teaching you in the beginning, because then that's 2 out of 3 trades. Well, if you're longing or shorting, you can pick, and you've got a 50-50 chance. You convert that 50% or you improve it to 67, 2 out of 3 trades, 75, 3 out of 4. We're going to work with you to percent by percent improving your success rate. So you need to appreciate your losses, but 100% you need to be using your stop limits. You know, if you have it at 3 or 4%, you need them, and work off your losses. Don't just think, right, I'm going to get rid of it. I know we talk quite a bit, Dennis, so I won't be going over, but yes, you know, a couple of people I know, it's not you, Dennis, but you know, experimenting with, for sure, you know, we say 4% stop limit, play with 3%, 5%, it depends on the trade itself, but you need to have it in there, otherwise you're gonna just be in a coin for a long time. And then if you do come onto futures, you don't want to be not using stop limits. It's protection for you. Cool, guys. Well, I hope you all have a good weekend. I've got football in a little bit, another just quick seminar to talk you through some stuff. Thanks for coming on and asking your questions. Feel free to message me whenever if you've got any more. I'll probably do one at the start next week, Monday, Tuesday. And as I say, once we release this future stuff, you'll see we'll put out some links where we'll be doing these seminars, but also you can just do one-on-one with me, Mike, Ben, for any futures learning or just learning in general. You know, we're really here to help. So yeah, send a message. Happy trading. Have a good weekend. Put in your bloody stop limits. Stick with them, and yeah, embrace your losses. No, you don't need to apologise, Dennis. It's all right. We're all here for each other. Main thing is, you know, we're making this into a success for everybody. Chiefy, I'll see you next week. Couple of days, we'll meet up for a coffee. And yeah, guys, have a good weekend and keep it up. See you next week.